Detached homes have changed. The market is changing, prices have gone up, and things are on fire. So if you own a home in Calgary, Airdrie, Okotoks, or Cochrane, we're going to talk about all of these areas and what is happening on this video today. But before we get too far in, I want to let you know and remind you that we are doing a race to 12,000 subscribers here on our channel this year, where one of our subscribers is going to win 1 month's rent or mortgage payment once we hit 12,000 subscribers. So go ahead, subscribe to our channel, like this video, comment, share it, and we're gonna hit 12,000 subscribers this year, and we want to give away that rent or mortgage payment. Let's start talking about the detached home market. We're gonna be talking about Calgary, Airdrie, Okotoks, and Cochrane. And I just want to show you the stats, kind of compare the areas, because a lot of these areas right here, Airdrie, Okotoks, and Cochrane, prices have jumped a lot. Calgary has as well, and I'll explain a little bit more. So right here is the numbers. All right, let's talk about median values. What I did is I went into the back end of our matrix, Pillar 9, Krebs, stats, all that good stuff, and I pulled up what was the median sale price last spring. All right, May, June of 2021, and what was the median sale price over the last 60 days, so in January and February. And here is what I uncovered. Calgary, the market went from 520 up to 555. In Airdrie, it went up from 450 to 589. That is insane. Okotoks went from 480 to 580, and Cochrane went from 496 to 575. So this is the number of the median number of increased, just the median number. Like some are more and some are less. Like that's insane. And what I want to talk about is this Calgary number. It only shows $35,000 of increase, where you've got 139 in Airdrie, 100 in Okotoks, and 79 in Cochrane. So what's happening with that number there in Calgary is I have another video, and I'll put a link to it, where it explains kind of this, kind of like a circle, the suburb boom kind of thing, and what's happening in the detached home market, and it's happening in all of these cities, is we have so many out-of-town buyers coming here, and they're not just investors, they're buyers. All right, and we've helped way more home buyers moving here with equity versus investors. Okay, I just want to say that because we're going to be interviewed in the Globe and Mail in a couple weeks, and the reporter asked me, where are investors buying in Calgary and the area? And so I went and I asked some of our team, do you have any investors that have bought recently? And our whole team could come up with one. And it's because a lot of these investors that are coming, they're actually going to the new builds. That's what's happening, and that's what we're noticing. And there's way more opportunity for families who are moving here in the resale market, way more opportunities. And so that is what's happening here. But what's happening is these families that are moving here and in making these values go up in value, it is all in newer type products. So let's call roughly 2000 year built or newer. And so Calgary has a much older, or there's a lot of areas are way more established than just built in like mid 90s and newer, right? And so those home prices, they haven't seen the increases because, I'll give you a hint, it's because they don't have enough inventory. That's it. That's all. Just not a lot of sales have happened in the more established areas to start shooting up these values compared to what you're seeing, right here with Airdrie, Okotoks, and Cochrane. So this number, right, sorry, I'm pointing all over the place today. This number here is not a true reflection of what is happening. Because Calgary's so big and it's so different, and there's all these smaller markets inside of it that are way different. So if you went to Mahogany, you would be seeing 100,000 plus. If you went to Tuscany, you'd see 100,000 plus. So just be aware when you're looking at these prices that it's telling a whole picture, but there's a lot of little stories to be told inside that as well. All right, enough about that. So that's kind of what's happening in the prices. Now, if we look at what is the percent of homes that are selling over list price. So in January and February, again, we pulled the stats, and in Calgary, 67.5% of all detached homes in Calgary sold at or over list price. For real. That is what is happening in the market, okay? In Airdrie, it was 85%. You're gonna see higher numbers in these areas because of the exact same thing. Again, newer areas are where there's homes that are all kind of 90s or 2000s and newer. They're just selling more because that's what the out-of-town buyers are buying, okay? So here's a hint. If you're an out-of-town buyer, you might want to consider established areas. If you're a buyer in Calgary, you might want to consider established areas. Stuff that is older, but maybe it's been renovated. You might want to consider that because some of the prices and what you can get in those areas right now, probably for the next month, maybe March, April, are some really good, historically, some really good value. So that's something that we can help you guys out with if you're looking at that. And if you're selling, there's lots of opportunities too. But Airdrie, okay, 85%. Okotoks, 64% of all detached homes that went on the market sold at or over list price. And Cochrane was actually 70%. So these areas, everything, there's a lot of properties going at or over list price. The median price per square foot. Now, this is something we've never talked about on our channel, but I wanted to show you the differences because it used to be a much bigger gap between Airdrie, Okotoks, Cochrane, and Calgary. And there still is a gap, but it's definitely closed. So $371 per square foot is the median sale price per square foot. Again, this is all January, February stats that we pulled. Airdrie was $318. And Okotoks and Cochrane were both at $311. So all of those areas, Airdrie, Okotoks, Cochrane, are very similar. Calgary is still more expensive, and that's kind of what we're seeing there. All right, median price over list price. So this is interesting. So what I'm doing is any properties that sold over list price, what was the median value over asking price that it sold for? Okay. Because we don't know how many offers that these people got or these sellers got. We don't know all this kind of stuff, but it is a very interesting number when you look at this, okay? Calgary's was $31,000, all right? So the average or the median price that it sold over the asking list price was $31,000. Airdrie's was $50,000. Okotoks is $25,000 and Cochrane is $26,000, so pretty much the same. The Airdrie market, because there's so many newer homes and newer neighborhoods up there, it's almost like if you think of like Nolan Hill, Sage Hill, all of that stuff in the north, or Mahogany and Auburn Bay, Airdrie is very much there's a lot of new areas. So that's why we're seeing some of those numbers just so much drastically bigger than other areas, all right? And finally, we pulled the number of homes that sold. I just wanted to throw this out there because I wanted to see. So in Calgary and Airdrie, we looked at how many homes sold over $100,000 over the list price. And in Okotoks and Cochrane, we pulled how many homes sold over $40,000 over list price. So in Calgary, 142, and I think I have the stats right here. So there was 3,694. That's the total number of homes that sold in Calgary, and 142 of them sold $100,000 or more over list. In Airdrie, it was 30 homes that sold over $100,000, and overall there's only 270 sales. So that's a big difference too, right? So 30 out of 270 versus 142 versus, I think I said 3,700 roughly. So there's just a newer pocket, and a lot of buyers are buying in Airdrie. Okotoks, 14 properties sold over $40,000, and in Cochrane it was 20. So that is what we have. Those are the stats for detached homes in Calgary, Airdrie, Okotoks, and Cochrane. And man, the market is different. If you're planning on selling your property, your detached home in any of these cities, you have to have a completely different strategy to pricing, to preparation, all of these things to get the most value out of your home. You can't just list it and you're gonna get multiple offers and you're gonna sell over list and it's just gonna happen. It doesn't work that way. And so we have, with all of our experience, I mean, like in February, our team, I just got the numbers, our team went conditional went conditional or firm, basically had an accepted offer on nearly 70 houses in 1 month. And again, we only have 15 agents on our team. That's a lot of transactions per agent. So we have a lot of experience in our team in dealing in this market. So we want to work with you. We need to work with you. We know what we're doing. We have the strategies, we have the connections, we have the experience to help you position your home if you are planning on selling your detached home here in Calgary, in Airdrie, in Okotoks, or Cochrane to get the most value that we can out of your home. All right, so that is what we have. I hope this is good information for you. So if you want to chat more, reach out to us, info@chamberlaingroup.ca. The phone number is in the description as well, and we'll see you guys on the next video.